Bonjour, everybody. Hi, this is Neshi Lokatz. Welcome to Star Nations Organization's main fan page and to the daily card draw information. Technology is always grand, right, when it works. And I know I am live streaming, but I lost my comments. I don't know where they went. I don't know. It's a blank. So if you're there, if you could just let me know. Hi, Mary. Mary, could you do me a favor and just type something in the comments? Because the comment side of the screen is like empty, and usually, there's writing and text in that side, and it's like gone. So it'd be interesting. Oh, good. Thank you, Mary. It's there. Oh my gosh, we're working on the magazine. And today, I love the 10th of every month because it's our publishing day. And so we're ready to publish, but it took a little stamina to get it to where we're ready to publish today. I was working on it till late. And so we're ready to go, though. And, so technology sometimes is grand when it works and not so grand when it doesn't. And so yesterday we were having one of those not so grand moments. And did you ever have that with technology when it's really, I thought maybe it was operator error on our side, right? And then we eliminated as many variables as we possibly could to boil it down to where is the root of this issue, this problem. And it turns out that it's not even on our side of things. It's on our partner side who helps us to digitize the magazine. In other words, that part where you get to see it in your mobile devices, right? Yeah. So it's a kind of out of our control, and we can just do the best we can. And we have technicians working on it on the other side of it. So yeah, but we're ready to go. Our side is ready. All right. Mary is saying, Elisa's sister, Mary Ann, is listening with me too. Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad, Mary. The two Marys are together. I was wondering about that because I know Elise sent a message, posted a message that she wasn't going to be up to it today to be with us because she's not feeling well. And so I was wondering if Mary was going to be here. Good morning, Mary. I'm so glad you're here with us. Mary S. says, never had that happen to me less than times. Well, the technology thing, you have to, like I said, we worked very hard on trying to eliminate things that we might have done or not done, so that we could kind of figure out where the root of it was. And so I think we got really close to figuring out where that was, so we could, when we handed it over to the techs, they have plenty enough, I'm hoping, enough information from us so they can fix it on their side. Yeah. So it is cloudy and rainy here in Toma this morning. I think our high today is 67. That's why I've got a sweatshirt on, a zip up, the one that says, let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, the Star Nations sweatshirt. It's Sunday. And I love Sundays. I always have. To me, Sundays is kind of like a relaxation day, right? Although I technically work on Sundays too, but it's not as structured. I think that's a good word for it, because I laughingly say, okay, this is Sunday. This is Sunday here. This is after the shower and you don't do anything with it. This is Sunday here. This is me with no makeup on. So it's kind of like a more informal day. We got the Marys. We have our beverage, right? So we can start our discussion, our sharing of the spiritual information. And for those who might be seeing this for the first time, or maybe watching it on the video recorded, this is something that I do every morning, and I have for a really long time. I get out a deck of divination cards, and I ask my spiritual team, my teachers in spirit, my guides, my angels, power animals, totems, everybody who's in spirit, who helps me, ancestors, who helps me with my physical life, right? And so I gather everybody and I ask them for the highest good, what is the information or the energy that's important for us to know today and that I can share with others? And so I started sharing it on Instagram, just taking like one sentence or two sentences out of the meaning of the card or the gist of the card from my perspective, and putting it on our Instagram account for Star Nations. And then along comes May, and I thought, bright idea, right? Is maybe those on the Facebook community would like to have a little bit of the background information about the cards and have kind of a little spiritual discussion about it. And so we started that in May. And so I think I've hit every morning but one since the beginning of May, and that was Memorial Day weekend, that Memorial Day, because I took some time off. And I, after Mom was taken care of, I went back to bed and I got some extra sleep. But anyway, today's card, plural cards, are ones that we have seen before. Just want to make sure I mark my spots in the book here. This is the first one that came out, which is the West Shield, Introspection and Goals. And on the shield itself is the color black and blue. And actually, you know, that is the color of our door here up at the Academy, Star Nations Academy. And the bear is in the center of that. And this is the second one that kind of flew out of the deck seconds later. And that's the medicine bundle, allies and support. Yeah, the medicine bundle. And so these two cards together, right? Yeah. So I had to ask my team, since we've gotten these cards before, what is it about these cards in the combination that they were given to us? What does it mean? You know, why do we have to cover it again? And basically what they were showing me is that, you know, the medicine bundle itself, Jamie Sams gives a really good definition about the medicine bundle in her writing. And she explains that in Native cultures, that here on Turtle Island, Native American cultures, that there's, within the nation, there's individual groups or societies within the clans, within the nation, within the tribe, right? And those individual societies, like the Braveheart Society or the Warrior Society, or there's lots of women's societies too, herbal lore and that kind of thing. They all have their own bundles, and in those bundles is the medicine that is meant specifically for those particular groups. And the medicine might be things that spirit brought to them, whether it's, you know, certain stones or certain plant dried, certain images or parts of animals, like, you know, claws and that kind of thing. Sometimes beads on the inside and on the outside. And so that medicine bundle holds the wisdom, the experience, and the spirit of that particular group. Medicine bundle. And chances are very few people would know outside of that society what is in that bundle. And usually they have a designated person or people who care for the bundle. Okay. And for those people trained in South American medicine, shamanism, that would be kind of be like your mesa. Yeah, like your mesa. Good morning, Allie. I'm so glad you joined us. I'm glad you're here. And Monica, I just saw you joined. Monica Schwartz is a friend of mine. We met years and years ago in California, studying with a teacher of ours, Denise Lynn, and It's good to see you in the chat room, Monica. So glad you're here. Monica actually and I kind of teamed up a little bit. She's a photographer. One of the many things that she does well. She's a photographer. And Monica Schwartz Photography. And one of her picture graces one of our magazines a few years ago. I think it was a July issue. Maybe 2014 or 2015 or something like that. And so she actually wrote an article for us for the magazine too, to go along with that picture. So anyway, the medicine bundle. One of the things that we covered in this one the first time is that the medicine bundle can also be a personal medicine bundle. And many times it's a small bag, usually out of cloth or out of some sort of deerskin or buckskin or, suede, something like that. And sometimes they actually have beadwork or designs on them too. And then they're put on a lead or a tether to be able to tie on, right? And many people, you wouldn't even know that they're there, really, because it's very personal. Many times people have even protection things on the inside of that as part of their medicine, for their medicine. And so you can have an individual medicine bundle. And so what you put in there is really very personal. It's the elders would encourage you not to even share what's in that bundle because it's that personal. It's that personal. And so anyway, the medicine bundle, I want to make sure I touch on what Jamie Sams had written for the medicine bundle, especially in the application piece, because that is the part that is most important for us today, right? What she talks about with the medicine bundle is the allies that go along with it. So for instance, if you have bird medicine, that's one of your allies, you might actually have a feather or something like that of the bird in there. Maybe one of your allies or one of the stone people. And so you would have a stone of that ally in your medicine bundle. And so what she does is she talks about how spirit actually supports us. And in that ally, they're there to assist us, right? And it's part of our medicine bundle. Their medicine, our allies' medicine, blends with our own personal medicine. And that's what it gives it a unique frequency, vibration. Because other people also have bird medicine, other people also have stone medicine. But because it's blended with their own personal medicine, it makes it very, very unique. And so this is one of the reasons why it's really good not to share everything about your medicine bundle if you have one. And where it's worn is worn next to your heart. Yeah, I think that's kind of sweet, that you have that reminder every day that it's sitting right here next to your heart. Jamie Sams writes that the allies understand that all acts of physical life are sacred in their proper time. The allies teach us how and when to experience every act along the sacred path with beauty. I like that. That kind of jumped out at me again. The sentence that the allies understand that all acts of physical life are sacred in their proper time, that divine timing, right? And so since we're the ones having the physical experience here, a spirit, yes, we are. We're in a physical body, experiencing the physical world, using this physical life to express our gifts that we came in with, our life lessons, life lessons and experiences that we've gained, our talents, our education, both formal and informal, comes through us. And so that is that unique filter, right? That unique frequency and how those gifts are expressed. And that's why I don't believe in competition. I never really have. Especially when it's surrounding classes, spiritual classes, and along those lines. I don't believe in competition because it's our gifts are coming through our frequency, which is very, very unique. And so those people who would be attracted to me wouldn't necessarily be attracted to, say, one of my other friends, like Minnie Kansman, who is she's one of my sisters, and we teach together, and we hold classes separately and all that. But the people who are attracted to her wouldn't necessarily be attracted to me, and that's okay, and that's all right. So our allies are always with us. We're never alone. Whenever I do a live stream show, whether it's a formal show, like Communications from Home or one of the other shows I'm a co-host of, or even these morning shows, live streams, I call in my team. They're here with me. I ask them for assistance. Help me to express what's most necessary and for the highest good, for those who will be listening, for the souls who will be listening. What is it that I need to express, and help me to express it in the best way possible? And so I'm still using my own gifts, but they're helping me. They're holding that space for me to be able to do that and giving me nudges when I need nudges. And you guys know what I'm talking about. When your spiritual team, one of your guides nudges you, and and say they nudge you and say, look over here or look over there or read that sentence. So about those nudges. So the application of the medicine bundle. I'm going to hold it close. You can see the artwork on that. Jamie Sam says that if you've received this card, you are being asked to honor the wisdom of your ancestors and your allies. If you're not sure what the messages are, look at the strengths that are now being given to you and count them as your personal medicine. So this is where we get to kind of take stock of ourselves, right? So what are our strengths? What are we good at without trying very hard? Those are your gifts. Those are your gifts. For instance, I know that one of my gifts is to see patterns, connect the dots and see the patterns. I'm really good at jigsaw puzzles. I'm really, really good at figuring out those mysteries of who done it, to the point where Paul will ask me, did you write that line? I said, no, but it's pretty obvious. Well, it wasn't obvious to him, but so that's a strength. And when you're a space clearer, when you go in to assess a place, and because, your client is saying something's not right here and I don't know exactly what it is. I've tried everything and I can't seem to shift the energy. And so it's being able to take in the information and see if there's a pattern and get to the root of where the pattern started, right? And so I know that's one of my gifts. Same way with languages. It's easy for me to remember some words. I'm not fluent. If I spent some time, maybe I would be better at the fluency. But there are some aspects of languages that I know that I'm good at. So looking at your strengths, and your allies help you with expressing those strengths. They're supporting you. She also says is that to recognize as blessings from your medicine helpers, that that they're there to help you and that you recognize that they're helping. Through them, you may find the courage to support yourself. She says, to have allies, you must learn how to be one. And so that's another thing I'm good at, is I love being there to witness others when they recognize their gifts, when they embrace them, when they start using them. I'm a really good cheerleader, a really good support person to be able to do that. And I know that in the role that I play here at Star Nations, that's one of my big roles, is that we provide a platform, a universal platform, a global platform for our teachers, our show hosts, our writers, to have their voice carry further. And so I'm always encouraging, and especially those people who are just starting out and They say, well, who's going to even be interested in what I have to say? And I said, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised that someone is searching for the information that you have in the way that you can deliver it. And so encouraging them and helping them the best I can. So somehow we're kind of all guides, aren't we? Medicine bundle. Now, remember some of that information, whatever resonated with you. Let me read the poem that goes with this one. There's one more thing that they want me to make sure that I remembered to do. I had to write myself a note here. One of the bundles that occurs with some nations is that it's called a grandmother bundle. And the grandmother bundle is taken care of by the grandmothers, the clan mothers in a clan. And it carries the history of the clan. And so it carries history of your lineage in it. And so with this, when I was reading through it the second time through, now that we've had this card again, I realized that, many times we have to experience our life through our four bodies: our physical, our mental, our spiritual, and our emotional body, right? And so if we experience the medicine bundle through all four of our bodies, there's an aspect that is non-tangible. In other words, you don't have a physical bundle to hold on to. Good morning, Mary Anderson Fry. We have 3 Marys in the house. Mary, Mary, and Mary. And so if we consider the non-tangible, the spiritual one, the emotional one, the mental one, the intangible, that if we look at it from the point of view of the grandmother's bundle, that we are literally carrying our medicine bundle inside us, in our heart. That's where our memories lie. We carry our ancestors' knowledge, their wisdom, with us every single day because we carry it in our bones, in our blood. Okay, even though you might not know your ancestors because you might be adopted, you still carry it with you. You came in with that, right? And so, in a sense, our non-tangible medicine bundle is within our body, within our DNA, within our blood, our bones, in our heart, our spiritual heart, our high heart, however you want to say that we carry that information with us as part of our medicine. And there's a reason why our soul chose the DNA makeup, the location that we live in, the family that we're a part of, whether it's our blood family or our adopted family. Our soul chose that as part of the filter, part of the way to express our gifts and our soul through, right? And so in many ways, we are a medicine bundle. We are sacred. And what did that say? It said that the allies understand that all acts of physical life are sacred in their proper time. So if we are a spiritual medicine bundle, literally, that we are sacred, that we are a divine child. We are. And that our allies help us with the expression of that through our physical life. And Teresa Girardi just joined us. Hi, Teresa. Teresa is one of my sisters. She used to be one of my neighbors down in Poinet where we used to live. It's good to see you in the house, Teresa. Tea, as they say. Medicine bundle. Here's the poem. Jamie Sams is a really good poet. And I enjoy her poems, so I thought I'd read them to you each time we have a card. So here is the medicine bundle poem. Okay, as you look at the card, pull it out a little bit. Symbols of connections with allies of the earth, medicine to heal us and give us rebirth. Talent to honor, abilities to praise, strength and compassion guide our medicine ways. I really like that. I'm going to read that last part. Talents to honor, abilities to praise, strength and compassion guide our medicine ways. Don't you like that? Oh, I like that a lot. I really, really do. Hey, Teresa, I was thinking about this and actually shared about this the other day about when we did spiritual roundtables at my house. Do you remember that? Years ago. This is kind of like a new spin on it. I'm getting that this is a new way to do that. And so I'm encouraging people to bring their favorite morning beverage. Today, coffee. Sometimes it's tea. Let's see. Got my new mug. Got my new mug too. My travel mug. And so, to be able to share about this spiritual information through the cards by Jamie Sams, the Spirit Path cards deck. That's the one we're choosing from this month. I don't know. I'll change it up or change it out at some point. I don't know when. But we get to share. So if you guys have questions or just want to, share something, go ahead and do that in the comment section. And I can read it out loud and we can talk about it a little bit. All right. So the next card, got two today, is the West Shield. It's about introspection and goals. And so this is in combination with Medicine Bundle. And if you take a look, and I'll hold it a little bit closer, hopefully it's in focus. The West Shield, the colors is the blue and the black, and it's got a bear in the middle, right? Colors of the four directions, the medicine wheel. In many cultures, traditionally indigenous cultures here on Turtle Island, we believe that there are certain paths to our life. And one of the paths is the path that goes from east to west. And the other one is north to south. And the east to west, in the tradition that I'm a part of, my culture, and that I've studied the medicine wheel from, that east to west road is the road that is called the Black Road or the Blue Road. And that is where all of our life lessons occur. That's our walk, our earth walk, in a metaphorical kind of way. That we're going from the east, which is about air and thought, and we're walking toward the west, which is about our emotions, our heart, and water, and the east is wind, right? And so on that particular walk, what we're here to do is to experience what it's like to go from our mental thoughts to our heart and find the balance between the two. And all of the life lessons that are attached to that along the way is where we gain our wisdom. And all of our experience is through the expression of our gifts, of our talents, of our education, formal and informal. And so it's how we walk the earth walk. Sometimes we take the easier path, sometimes it's more scenic, it's more beautiful, it's peaceful. And then all of a sudden you got a fork in the road and you're going, am I going to go left? Am I going to go right? Am I going to take the scenic route? Am I going to take the fast way? Right. And so in each one of them have different experiences on them, right? And so that is our earth walk. Some nations call it a medicine walk. It's the medicine walk. Teresa saying, cool, I get it. Perfect idea. Virtual roundtables. Yes, exactly. Because that way we can meet with everybody in Star Nation's community. Because we're from all over the world. And so whoever wants to join me in the mornings, 10 a.m. Central, 11 Eastern, or whatever time it is in your time zone, you're invited to join. You can, like I said, leave a question or a comment, and we'll discuss it, share it through the card draws. It gives us a place to start, right? A place to start. You know what I like about the colors on this card, the blue and the black? That's the color of our door here at the Academy. Because the door and the altar behind me is the western part of the building. And I wanted to put the altar on the western side. I have French doors that face the east. And so it reminds me of the walk, the earth walk between the east and the west. Between the sunrise and the sunset, right? Between that. I'm getting warm. We're generating some heat over here. It's good because I was cold when I came in. All right. So what does this have to do with the medicine bundle, right? Why did we get both those cards, both of these cards today? Why did Spirit give these two cards to us? So talking about the medicine bundle, and now what I call the medicine of the West, or the West Shield. The West Shield, as Jamie Sams writes about it, she says that the West is the color of this direction is black. Its medicine comes from the bear. That's, I think, from the Seneca tradition. She says it represents the void where the answers live within the dark cave of bear. The ability to go within and to introspect is the female energy. She goes on to say that we also look to the West for what the future holds. All right, so if you think about when your day is nearing its end, whether it's your work day or let's say it's evening, right? And you think, well, tomorrow's another day. We can start again, right? Or I wonder what tomorrow's going to bring. That's the energy of the West. It has that feeling of, I wonder what the future is going to hold. And so many times what we do is we go into meditation. We go into the silence. We try to get connected to our guides, our allies. It's part of our medicine. To set our intentions. What do we want to do? How do we want to create it? What are we creating? In the energy of the West, seasonally, right? Seasonally is October. And so your harvest from the summer plantings has already been brought in. You might be getting the last few items from nature to harvest, apples, pumpkins, those kinds of late crop kind of things. And so we're moving in from late summer to fall is the time of the season. And what do we do? What do we do? We start staying indoors a little bit more often because it's getting cooler out. We're starting to go more within. We're heading into winter. Some people prepare for winter, that they have to. They live in a climate where they have to prepare for winter. They have to make sure that they have enough fuel, whether it's wood or whether it's LP or, so there's plans that you have to make for the future. And in the West, at the time of day is dusk. It's that in-between time. It's not quite daylight and it's not quite night. I think the scientific term for that is the early evening nautical twilight. And so it's the time when grandfather sun and grandmother earth meet. It's where we can see the love that they have for each other. They're showing us their love through that sunset. Yeah. So the West is a very magical time. It's a very as Jamie Sams writes, is it's a very feminine energy, whereas the East is a very masculine energy. And so when we're heading to the West Shield, in that preparation, it's about going within, and it's about introspection, about goals. What are we planning for tomorrow? How do we want to create something for tomorrow? Who are we asking to help us in those plans? Right? I'm looking for, there was something that she had written that I thought was pretty good. Getting prepared for the deep winter sleep. Getting prepared for that. As we head around the medicine wheel going into the north, October is a time when we're preparing for that winter, for that winter slumber, that where we really pull in and we really spend time in the void, that we spend time in the dark. It's that going within and experiencing the darkness. And sometimes that darkness is that shadow part of us, the darkness. And there's wisdom that lays in that. That's where a lot of our life lessons come from, is those dark times. Teresa saying, interesting this morning, I'm replacing my old dining room table, the parents' house and used since college, this morning with one that I picked out that I love. I tuned in, here you are, live. What a nice surprise. Virtual neighbor. Exactly. Got to take pictures of that table for us. Unless you already did. I haven't really checked Messenger much this morning. So the Western Shield. Jamie Sams writes that she says, trying to find a good sentence here. It is because this third path is structured based in personal truth. We have a knowing about our digested ideas. We may then formulate a plan in how to attain our goals. If goals are based on our personal truth and desire, they will be approached with joy. And so going toward the West, we're actually trying to lay those goals in place. In some respects, it is about that manifestation. It's about grounding that manifestation into the physical world, and grounding it through us, through our experiences. Right? That's part of. I see that as part of our responsibility when we are manifesting, law of attraction stuff, right? Our emotions, the emotions that lie in the West, is the fuel to catapult those wishes and desires that we have for the law of attraction into the physical world. And we're heading to the West with this card. And so it's really about introspection, is like, how do I use my emotions to bring this into the physical world, my goal here? And then how do I ground it to the earth plane? And that's through the help of our allies. I get it. That's why we got these two cards together. Is understanding that it's our responsibility to ground our desires for coming through the law of attraction, if that's what you want to call it. Our emotions are helping to bring it into the world. We have to ground it here. And how to ground it here through our gifts, our talents, is with the help of our allies. Yep. In the old days, when I would say that I really made the decision that I was going to walk this life very consciously. Just because you're Native American doesn't mean that you come into it with that full reason, right? It's one of those stereotypes. It is. This is what I used to always say to my guides, my spiritual team, is okay. So we're bringing this in. Let's say it's a class. Let's say we're manifesting a class to teach. If we're doing this, what is my next best step to bring this to the earth plane? What is my next best step? And whenever I went into meditation to listen, I was listening to guidance for my next best step. If this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do for the highest good, what is my next best step? I used to ask that all the time. Up until 2009 or 2009, I think it was. And then I learned a lot of the things I came here to do, I accomplished. And so it was a different way of being. It was asking a different question. But, that's a place to start, is if you're looking for how do I do this, ask your team. Ask them. Ask your allies. What's my next best step? If this is what I need to express, how I'm going to express my gifts and my talents, what's my next best step? And then listen to what they have to say. So the application of this card, Jamie Sams writes that the bear is asking you to look at your present goals and discern how they affect your future. She says that bear reminds us that the West Shield is the place of all tomorrows. If you are afraid of the unknown, it may be time to clear away the fear. And to do that, bear is the best medicine to do that, to clear away the fear. In the Ho-Chunk Nation, my grandmother on my mom's side was full-blooded Ho-Chunk. And so I have a lot of that DNA running through me too. Is the Bear Clan through the Ho-Chunk Nation is about peace and protection. When the Bear Clan is called upon, literally the Bear Clan, the members of that clan stand up and they move into position physically between the people and what the people might deem as unsafe. If they're in general council, which happens, right, that there's differing opinions strongly, sometimes the leadership, the elected leadership, will call on the Bear Clan to help, and they're the ones that bring peace to the discussion. They're not used indiscriminately. It's very conscious, and that this is because there's a payment for it too. Of course, there's an energy exchange, right? I'm not saying that it's a monetary, but there is an energy exchange. So, if you're facing fears, if I do this, what are people going to think? Who does she think she is? You're using your gifts and that sort of thing. Call in a bear medicine to help you. Gives you courage, protection, peace. Yeah. Jamie Sams goes on to write, as the West Shield speaks of the ability to complete our goals, the acknowledgement of inner strengths and the power to find and know our own answers. There's something that I've always done since I started teaching, that is to empower. There are people who would prefer that the answer be given to them, rather than for them to understand in their own way their answers, right? There's nothing wrong with going to readers or to get one of those, a friend to give you a psychic kick. Okay, this is what I see, this is what I understand, this is what Spirit's telling me. That's okay. It's all right, especially when you're upset. That sometimes it's hard to see or sense because your emotions are so, either erratic or you're not grounded enough to do that. And it's okay. It's okay to tap one of your friends, to go to a professional reader, that kind of thing. That's all right. But on your daily kind of walk, this is a time when you have to learn how to trust your own intuition, to rely on your allies and your own intuition, how you sense information. It's very empowering, and you get to know yourself really, really well. And that is, I think, a huge gift to be given, and to claim, to recognize, to remember your own true gifts. Jules is in the house. Good morning, Jules. So the shield, I think the two of these in combination that we got today is about that, is trusting, learning how to trust your own medicine, your personal medicine bundle, contacting your allies. Oops, gotta move my fingers. Your allies and your support, looking to the West and how you accomplish your goals and go into introspection. How are you doing that? If you need to face your fears regarding success, regarding becoming who you really are, is to call on the bear medicine. Maybe even put a little bear medicine in your medicine bundle. There's always that, right? I think that's where Spirit's taking us today. That's the feeling I get anyway. That we have the tools. We know innately. We came in with it to be able to do that. So the poem on the Western Shield. Jamie Salmon writes, "Power of woman to seek answers. Place of bear cave. In the fading light of grandfather's sun, the horizon of tomorrow brings the strength to meet my goals." That's the medicine of the West Shield. The horizon of tomorrow brings the strength to meet my goals. Yeah. So what are your goals? How do you express your gifts through that? That's your earth walk. Yeah, pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, remember that anything and everything we talked about today, take what resonates with you. Yeah, what feels good. Take it and see how the energy of the day kind of flows to you, through you, around you. Whatever didn't resonate with you, that's okay. Let it go. Wasn't meant for you. And see how the day unfolds, the energy unfolds for you. And are you somebody who is bearing witness to it, or are you in direct participation with it? Yeah. Me, we got plans. We got plans for the day. Today's publishing day for the magazine. Going to do that. I have next week's radio shows to promote. So those will be coming out. Look to this page, this fan page, to see those. And Paul and I have plans for up here at the Academy. One of the things that we did when we built this building back in 2015, we didn't put a washroom in, a bathroom. Had to do with money, we thought, okay, we can always rent the porta potty thing, or we could have people come down to the house and that kind of. It was going to work. Well, now we have plans to put a bathroom in, and it's going to be a composting toilet to wash hands and that kind of thing. We priced them out. We're going to take some part of the garage to create this washroom, and we're going to put solar panels up. So eventually, that the school will be able to run off grid. I think it's exciting. I do. I do. I like it a lot. Good morning, Jules. I do. And so we're at the very, very beginnings of this. We're just taking measurements and kind of drawing up the idea that we have. And then we'll contact the builders who built this building to come and do the physical part of it. And so we're in the creation mode. I know. I know. For those of you who have been here, know about, the bathroom and the washroom kind of situation. It wasn't difficult. It wasn't hard. We just had to make sure our breaks were a little bit longer if you were going to go down to the house and walk back, because it's about maybe a block or so from the school to the house. And so, yeah. It's good stuff. So enjoy your Sunday, whatever you have planned. And we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 Eastern for tomorrow's card draw. We'll see what Spirit has in store for us tomorrow. So with that, Bama Mina, that means until we see each other again in Potawatomi, have a good Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow.